In the 17th century, under the absolute monarchy of Louis XIV, France was known for its great victories, opulent court life, and as a period that shaped modern Europe. However, during this time, not only were there great triumphs, but there were also dark secrets and mysterious events hidden deep within the state's machinery. One of the most enigmatic events that has occupied historians and curious minds for centuries is the story of the man in the Iron Mask. The man in the Iron Mask was a prisoner brought to a French prison in 1669, whose identity was concealed and his face was always covered with a mask. On the orders of Louis XIV, he was kept under strict security measures, and his mask was never to be removed to reveal his identity. Who this man was, why his face was hidden behind a mask, and what secret he carried has been a topic of debate for centuries. Many theories have been proposed about him, dramatized in literature and cinema, sparking wide public interest. Despite all the speculation and rumors, the true identity of the man in the Iron Mask remains unresolved. To understand the story of the man in the Iron Mask, we must first consider the socio-political landscape of the time. In the late 17th century, France was one of the most powerful and influential monarchies in Europe. Louis XIV, who famously declared, "L'État, si est moi, I am the state," ruled with absolute authority. Residing in the Grand Palace of Versailles, Louis both curtailed the power of the nobles and achieved victories over foreign enemies. However, this absolute rule was deeply intertwined with dark secrets. The security and stability of the state could be preserved at any cost. Spies, secret agreements, assassinations, and prisoners locked away in hidden prisons were all parts of this shadowy system. Throughout Louis XIV's long reign, intrigue and power struggles within the royal court were constant. Control over the royal family and government officials was maintained not only through overt policies but also through closely guarded secrets. The man in the Iron Mask emerged from this shadowy and mysterious world. The first documents about the man in the Iron Mask show that he was brought to Pignerol prison in 1669. At the time, this prison was used as a place of exile for individuals who had committed serious offenses against the state or possessed dangerous. The prisoner was sentenced to life imprisonment, and his face was always covered by an iron mask. More intriguingly, extraordinary measures were taken to ensure that his identity was never revealed. The guards were forbidden to speak about the masked prisoner, and any interaction with him carried the threat of death. Although it was claimed that the mask was made of iron, some historians have suggested that it was actually made of velvet or leather. However, over time, this mask became known as iron, further deepening the mystery surrounding the story. Several theories have been proposed regarding the identity of the man in the Iron Mask. The most widely accepted theory is that he was the twin brother of Louis XIV. According to this theory, the twin brother posed a threat to the throne upon his birth, and as a result, he was forced to wear a mask to hide his identity. If this man were truly the king's brother, his existence could disrupt the balance of power within the French monarchy and spark a struggle for the throne. This theory gained popularity, especially with Alexandre Dumas' novel, The Three Musketeers. In the novel, Dumas presents the man in the Iron Mask as the king's twin brother, dramatizing the story. Over time, this fictional tale was accepted as fact by the public. Another theory is that the man in the Iron Mask was a nobleman or a general. He may have defied the king's orders or been privy to a significant state secret. resulting in his identity being concealed and his forced life behind a mask. Some historians have even suggested that the masked man was Nicolas Fouquet, a finance official who was imprisoned after being perceived as a threat to Louis XIV. A less well-known theory proposes that the man in the iron mask was an English spy. Relations between France and England were quite complicated at the time, and France was taking stringent measures against espionage activities. If the prisoner were indeed an English spy, he may have been kept under such intense secrecy to prevent any leaks about espionage operations in France. While there are many theories regarding the identity of the man in the iron mask, the concrete evidence we have is quite limited. What we know about him is mostly derived from prison records and correspondence from the time. No official explanation was ever given regarding the identity of the masked man transferred from Pignerol prison to the Bastille. However, it has been documented that Louis XIV's most loyal statesman, Louvois, gave special orders to ensure that very few people knew about the prisoner. The masked prisoner was kept under the control of men trusted by Louis XIV, and special precautions were taken to ensure that his face was never revealed. According to records from the Bastille, the man in the iron mask died in 1703 and was buried in the St. Paul Cemetery. However, the gravestone only bore the name Marchioli, and whether this was his real name remains uncertain. This ambiguity has only heightened a mystery surrounding his identity. At that time, rumors and intrigues about the royal family and the nobility captivated the public. During the reign of Louis XIV, the secrets within the palace always attracted public attention, and stories like that of the man in the iron mask became the focal point of this curiosity. The public speculated about the mysterious prisoner's identity, believing that he could be a member of the royal family or someone at the highest levels of government. The existence of this extraordinary prisoner could even have been used as a propaganda tool to reinforce the king's power. The story of the man in the iron mask continues to capture the public's imagination centuries after his death. Research into his identity is still ongoing, and historians continue to debate the theories surrounding him. Literature and cinema have repeatedly explored this story. Alexandre Dumas' novel is one of the most influential works that popularized the legend of the man in the iron mask, and countless films, plays, and books have since been inspired by it. However, his true identity remains unsolved. The man in the iron mask continues to be one of history's greatest mysteries. Although the theories about who he was are intriguing, the lack of definitive proof only adds to the allure of this story. Over time, different writers and historians have revived the tale with their own interpretations, and speculation about the identity of the man in the iron mask continues to this day. Each theory intertwines with another mystery, making this enigmatic figure one of history's most debated characters. The story of the man in the iron mask spread not only in France but across the world. The treatment of this story in literature and cinema helped the legend transcend borders. Alexandre Dumas' 19th century work had a profound impact, not just among French readers but across Europe and America. This tale attracted the interest of many who were fascinated by the intrigues and mysteries within European monarchies. During periods when anti-monarchist sentiments were rising, the story of the man in the iron mask became a symbol of the public's reaction to injustice and the secret dealings behind closed doors. In the world of cinema, the man in the iron mask has been portrayed countless times. From silent films in 1929 to modern Hollywood blockbusters, the story has been brought to the big screen repeatedly. These films often focus on the theory that he was the twin brother of Louis XIV, and this narrative has become widely accepted by the public. Cinema has presented this mysterious figure as both a folk hero and a tragic figure, portraying him as someone wrongfully imprisoned and whose identity was stolen. While historians have yet to reach a definitive conclusion about the true identity and story of the man in the Iron Mask, research continues. Newly discovered documents suggest that the enigmatic man was not a twin brother and may not have had any connection to the royal family. However, even these new pieces of evidence have not provided conclusive answers, and the mystery remains unsolved. Some historians argue that the identity of the man in the Iron Mask will never be known because the secrets of that period's monarchy were buried too deeply. King Louis XIV may have taken great measures to protect the state secret and erased all evidence that could reveal the truth. If so, the man in the Iron Mask's identity may forever remain a mystery hidden in the dark corners of history. The man in the Iron Mask is one of the greatest mysteries of history. His true identity, the reason for his imprisonment, and the secret he carried are still unknown. But it is this very mystery that makes the story even more fascinating. For centuries, the speculations and theories surrounding this mystery have captured the public's imagination, turning this enigmatic figure into a legend. Even today, discussions about the identity of the man in the Iron Mask continue. Perhaps the allure of this story lies in the fact that it may never be fully solved. This mystery, buried in the depths of history, continues to provoke curiosity centuries later and is followed with great interest. The man in the Iron Mask remains a shadow in France's dark history and may forever be a secret waiting to be uncovered.